India has banned direct or indirect import of all goods from Pakistan with immediate effect, according to notification of the Commerce Ministry. The Directorate General of Foreign Trade in the notification said that this restriction is imposed in the interest of national security and public policy. The Wagah-Attari border, the sole trade route between India and Pakistan, had already been closed in the aftermath of the Pahalgam attack. My colleague Kabir, in fact, joins us live from the newsroom. Kabir, this complete ban, even indirect routes, because there have been efforts to, send these Pakistani goods to Nepal or Sri Lanka, and then you bring it back with a different label into the country. That also has been now closed. Clearly, a lot of signs being given to Pakistan saying that India is really upset and things can't go as usual as long as terrorism is supported.
No, you're absolutely right. I was going through some of, the Western media reports on this particular notification. It is dated 2nd of May. We're standing on the 3rd of May today. And even as all those other headlines in Western, media, they're talking about a tit for tat. I'm not so sure if, people here back at home or who are privy with, terror being the biggest export of Pakistan, and people who understand the politics of Southeast Asia are going to be, affirmation of those headlines. But just to tell you that you've already mentioned for the viewers what this essentially means. But a provision in this very regard, it has been added in the Foreign Trade Policy of 2023. I'm going to quote some of those portions. It says to prohibit direct or indirect import or transit of all goods originating in or exported from Pakistan with immediate effect until further orders. This is, of course, they're talking about exceptions as well. They say any exception to this prohibition will require approval of the government of India. And just to put into context what bilateral trade between these two countries essentially means, the decision is, of course, post the Pahalgam terror carnage. We lost 28 souls, 26 Indian nationals, mostly tourists, and India has banned these imports. Is it a tit for tat? We'll have to wait and find out. Now, Pakistan too has announced retaliatory measures against India, like the closure of the airspace, and we've also put the Indus Water Treaty of 1960 in suspension, and we continue to push back on the downgradation of these diplomatic ties between the two countries. We've revoked all the Pakistani visas, we've pushed them back, all the Indians have come back. It's a completely different story that almost double the amount of Indians have come back from Pakistan than those who have left India to go back to Pakistan. Now, trade between the two nations, Varghese, let me just quickly tell you that, has dwindled over the last few years. India imported goods worth 420,000 US dollars between April 2024 and January 2025. This is a sharp plunge of $2.86 million of imports over the same period in the previous year. And exports from India to Pakistan also dropped from $447.7 million, beg your pardon, between April 2024 to January 2025 from $1.1 billion the year before, according to the ministry data. We're talking about revised loans. The crore commanders, most of these Pakistani generals end up becoming billionaires as well. IMF and the World Bank, they also have their extension period meetings with Pakistan. So us ostracizing Pakistan on the global level and pushing and cornering them is going to, needless to say, continue at this point in time.